Okay, everybody. So before I mentioned how there was another creator because we were talking about Bleach and how it ended in such, and and Burn the Witch, and we were talking. I talked about. I made a reference to a creator who sadly his manga, more recent manga, isn't doing so well. So Masashi Kishimoto, the creator of Samurai 8, and also that manga you may have heard of called Naruto. It's based off of the stories on Boruto's dad for some of the younger fans listening in, watching, who are just like, wait, Naru? That sounds like Boruto. Yes, his father. It was a prequel series. Like how Dragon Ball is a prequel to Dragon Ball Z. If you guys aren't watching,
Wow.
Tristan is
I
having.
didn't actually think with every progressive sentence that you just said, you've made me increasingly more angry. I
Okay,
mean,
so
it's nothing new for you, but like,
if anyone's wondering, Tristan pissed off a fellow friend of ours, Anthony. Okay, and he wrote in the death note, Matt will say words that will increasingly cause Tristan to have a heart attack due to blockage in his heart. I will continuously just say words that will cause you to just, oh yeah, 60 seconds. I said all that in 60 seconds, and you were feeling it in your heart. You were like, I'm gonna go down.
I mean,
I'm thinking this is a
honestly,
Death Note thing.
if I pissed off Anthony enough, like he might get creative and do that, yes, but
I don't want to start coughing. Anyway, so what because then it'll hit me second. All right. So all jokes aside, though, sadly, his manga Samurai 8 is ending, which is sad because this is the first thing, I believe it's the first thing he's done since Naruto, and it looks gorgeous. I don't know if you've seen artwork of it outside of just the cover that's in this article, but it looks gorgeous. Sadly, it is at at its fifth and now its final volume, and it actually is being published through the Shonen Jump app. And I bring this up not, again, look at our numbers, not because it's some big hole like, oh god, they're promoting it. No, it's just because that's how I got the chance to read the first chapter.
yeah.
Tristan, I don't believe you're familiar with it,
No, I haven't actually read this yet.
so I feel so bad. I would not recommend it.
Uh,
I can easily see. Usually I'm like, oh man, what the hell? Or I'm like, oh, I don't know enough. This is one of those things where I read the first chapter and it was not for me, and I ducked out immediately. And it
wow. Okay.
sucks. No, because here's the thing, right? The art looks gorgeous, and I
Yeah.
mean motherfucking gorgeous. But every single line is, and I'm just gonna make up shit right now, right? Oh no, Tristan, we have to save the Loopaloop. And instead of you going, okay, let's go do that and finding out what it is, you're like, what's the Loopaloop? And then it takes like a whole 2 pages to explain what the fuck that is in very small text. And then it's just like, oh, good. Now that we know what the Loopaloop is, let's go do it. And then all of a sudden an evil group comes in and it's just like, you want to steal the Loopaloop? Well, no, there's 5 of us and we're the Loptalops. And you're like, well, what's the Loptalop? And then they explain it for 2 more fucking. It was just all info dump. And I'm
So I
like,
might get some
holy
heat for
shit.
this one,
What?
but
What?
get Naruto flashbacks.
Um, I don't.
And yes, I use the word flashback.
Okay, let me tell you why in Naruto it. Here's the thing that I liked. In Naruto, Naruto himself, and this is a technical term, some people might not know it, it's usually used in the medical community, a fucking idiot. And because he's a fucking idiot, they could be like, Naruto, you fucking moron. Let me explain to you what a ninja is. You little shit. Whoa, a ninja? Like me? Yes, like you. Look at that. Like, at certain points, it seems like Naruto just looks around and he's just like, oh no, Sasuke left. Naruto, he went behind the wall. And like Kakashi's like, he doesn't have any sort form of object permanence, so
Oh my god.
when you leave the room, he thinks that you're dead. Like, I, I'm just saying, Naruto's an idiot, so they could explain stuff to him, even stuff that I'm like, bruh, like Naruto should know this. There's a bit of a difference, though. I feel like early on, they didn't go that hard into it. Only when they had to explain certain techniques. But I'm talking about, like, in the first volume, it was just a first chapter. Hey, Naruto's parents are dead. Really sucks. He's also a fuck up. Also sucks for him. And all the kids don't like him. Again, really sucks for this kid. And
I know
then,
we're adding at you really hard, but bear with us.
but no, no, no. But the thing is, with the scroll and everything that the bad guy stole. I forgot his name, but I know that in English he was voiced over by the guy that voices Trunks, in DBZ. But I don't remember the character's name because he was very minimal just in the first chapter.
Yeah, it was
But
throwaway.
yeah, but they didn't like they just said, "Oh, he wants to steal the scroll." What does it do?
Power, yeah.
Oh
Right.
yeah, it gives you immense power. Cool. It didn't like have some like galactic cosmic thing that they had to like dump on you like the info, because that's the problem. When you read the first chapter, which is already like 40 some odd pages or something. I think it was like 40 to 60 pages if I remember.
Okay.
And then they're explaining so much about their world instead of you just living through their world. You have to know the bad guys. You have to know why this person, what the powers are. Like, because he went into sci-fi mode with this. Whereas with ninjutsu, you have to explain certain things, assuming that the kids don't maybe get it. But when they say like shadow clone jutsu, they're not like immediately like, oh, let me explain to you what this is before you do it. Naruto just does it, and you're like, what the hell? And then you get it explained to you later.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, when certain big stuff happens, at least early on in Naruto, you didn't have large amounts of text around it. It happened, you said, what the fuck? And then they explained it to you. It would be like, and I know, like, Toriyama, some of his writing is, fly by the seat of your pants stuff, but could you imagine if, like, Super Saiyans were explained just when Goku was... like when Goku and Raditz appeared, like
okay, yeah.
like no, because like when Raditz came down, it was like, "Hey, I'm your brother." It would be odd if Goku was like, "Wait, where is that located in the galaxy?" "Oh, actually, you make a left and punch in the gut."
Right. Or if Raditz started
yeah.
explaining the entire Frieza Force, like right then and there.
Yes. There's foreshadowing is good, but like at a certain point, you just kind of want to see what's coming, because this whole, like, it's supposed to be this kid is going on an adventure of sorts, and he's trying to, if I remember correctly, I believe he was disabled, and he had to get like new legs. If I remember correctly, it's been a bit, because like it was because it's sci-fi mixed in with like it's. Sorry to interrupt you. It's like sci-fi, but mixed in with magic, but done in a way that's like magic is science and yada yada. It's just that they just throw so many brand new fake terms at you that are just usually like just made for the manga, that I felt lost in that first chapter, and I hated it because it looked beautiful. Also, some of the action scenes, I don't know, I didn't really like the action, but in general, it all looked good.
Right.
So I want to give it another chance, especially because now I know there's an end point. But but like when I read it, I was like, man, it feels like every other word comes with a dictionary definition that lasts like a full page and a half.
Right.
Anyway, sorry, what were you going to say?
No, I was just looking like, it doesn't actually specify, like, it says he's sickly and like can't leave home.
Oh, I thought, right. Okay, but he could not walk because of it.
Right, yeah.
Is what it was. And so he gets the power of the magic of the whatever the fuck, and then it gives him the ability to not only walk, but also basically be a superhero, which is like, that's awesome, good for you.
Sweet.
Yeah. And this cat, who's drawn amazingly, is also a cat. But yeah, so... What?
I have a cat.
You do, but it does not hold swords.
Not yet.
I will train her. In the way of Bushido.
You will be the best samurai pizza cat. Yes, you will. Yes, you will.
Discotech actually released that.
Why are you eating my headphones?
In the US. Oh my god. Anyway, so it doesn't mean, by the way, just because it's getting canceled doesn't mean that you can't still get it on the app and that it won't be coming out on the app. It's still going to get published digitally. And also, I should note, for any of you that don't like my explanation of it, understandably, Samurai 8, The Tale of Hachimaru. I'll describe the first volume the way that Viz Media does. Literally, they're verbatim. Only the most... Actually, I'll read it as a 2000s anime VA, like, not for kids, but, like, just one of those, like, just trying to hype you, but not the cool Peter Cullen hype you, like the Saturday Morning Kids blog hype you. Only the most powerful warriors are able to transcend their human bodies and become something even greater. Samurai. Samurai carry special souls within themselves that can travel through space as easily as walking the earth. Hachimaru has always dreamed of becoming a samurai, but he's as weak as they come. He's so sickly that he can't even eat solid foods. When I say it like that, it looks like I'm going to be like, wow, what an asshole. Like, I
Right.
feel like I'm just shitting on the kid. I feel bad. Being too weak to leave the house may have turned Hachimaru into an expert at video games, but with enough heart, could he become a true samurai? I don't know what 4Kids would have called this, but it would have been stupid. Anyway,
Oh no.
but no, but you can see already just by the way I've described. I described it, and then in reading it, you can see why you're like, that sounds like that's a lot at once, especially in one chapter. Like that's a lot being thrown at you, versus like I could describe certain things to you relatively quickly, like certain types of manga in this genre very quickly. Like, hey, guy as a kid finds out that he's actually an alien, gets beat up by his brother. He and an old enemy have to go team up and fight him. You're like, all right, cool, I'll jump into that. That sounds quick and easy. Like, especially how we both jumped into DBZ as kids. You know, just on like the first episode or somewhere near it. We were like, all right, sure, whatever. This is weird, but all right, I'm into it. But you didn't have to have even though there was a lot of talking in DBZ, when you think back to it, some people think there was no talking, but there was. But
Yeah, there were times.
yeah, but I don't know. It seemed like to me it was never as much as it was in this first chapter. That's just the way I look at it. Now,
Yeah.
again, it's on the app, so Tristan, you could read it. I'm just saying that from what I remember, I don't recommend it personally, and I think maybe people agreed. I mean, I'm not saying it has to be just like Naruto or anything like that. I don't want to typecast or anything like that to the author. But it definitely is weird that he's focusing on samurai. It's like a futuristic, but not really the future, but sci-fi world.
Right.
And you just kind of throw a lot of mumbo jumbo at me, and it sucks because apparently Kishimoto did a lot of research to do this, so it really does suck when you do that much research and then it gets canceled like this. But
Yeah.
but I just think that maybe he could have made it more simple.
Going for too much at once.
Yes, you just said that he's may have been going for too much at once, and I really think that that's just what it was. You don't have to dump all this on us. Like with Naruto, again, eventually they started having Jiraiya explaining every other little thing, or even just Kakashi even before that. But it starts off with evil fox became this boy. Boy is sad, but not evil, not like Fox. So he has potential. That's literally the first volume, the first chapter. It's hard for me to explain this first chapter in those small terms. Maybe I'm like, oh, boy, in home, cannot move, gets special power, can move, fights bad guys. Maybe at best, but that's leaving out way too fucking much. Where I feel like I've just succinctly described Naruto for that first chapter. Like I really didn't leave out much. I got to be honest with you. Like, but yeah. So it's sad to see this get canceled, but I hate to say that it makes sense. This isn't one of. This isn't one of those like hidden gems to me anyway. Personally, if you disagree, you're watching this on a YouTube channel, please comment down below. But for me, it's not a hidden gem that it's like, oh man, I can't believe it. This is awful that it was canceled. It just, it maybe had potential, but I get it. So either way, you gonna be checking this one out, Tristan, after your One Piece binge, or?
I mean, I might have to just to see if
I'm wrong. You're like, well, I disagree with Matt on a lot of things. So if he tells me not to do it, I gotta go check it out. But tell us what you think about this news down in the comment section down below.